He is a murderer, and I want to tell you, he murdered the gay men's population, the gay male population in Greenwich Village 33 years ago, for 7 years, for AZT testing. I'm here. I saw it. I'm living here 33 years. I saw The Walking Dead and the Holocaust of the gay male community, who I used to hang out with, okay, in the village. More gay men than families in the village. So I just don't understand how this man gets so much attention, and he's lied to us about a bioweapon that he has invested our money in. He actually took money from the United States, more embezzlement, more people who are supposed to be working for the public interest who are not. They're working for their corporations, they're working for their shareholders, not working for you and me. Who owns anything? Who owns Pfizer? Anybody here? Anybody here owns stock in Pfizer? No. Merck? No. We're not getting rich from vaccines, right? Who's getting rich from the vaccines? The people who are inside, the insiders who know what's happening. And we're being lied to, okay? And we're being extorted, not just out of our time and our money and our businesses and our children. We're being extorted out of our bodies and our health. And it really needs to stop. And this is the United States of America. This is now a republic.
Nobody has been forced to get a vaccine.
It's been bankrupted. Again, this fiat money that's being printed is worthless. Your dollars are worth 3 cents. And we really need, we don't need the RV. It's called the RV.
I'm gonna get some entertainment.
Bullshit. We don't need that. That's RV deep state. Whatever Biden says, whatever any of the Democrats in office say, it's bullshit. What we need is a quantum gold-backed government, a quantum gold-backed banking system, and we need NESARA and GESARA.
What's quantum gold?
Everyone's debt. Because the banking community,
What is quantum
the
gold?
mortgages, everything is fraud. It's all fraud stemming from these 13 people in charge at Davos who are meeting bankers.
What is quantum gold?
All of us. Mortgages are fraud. Liens on property are fraud. There is no IRS taxes, okay? There never was. It was voluntary. Wake up the Coinage Act. Wake up. Wake up. Wake up. I have to drink something. I'm thirsty now.
Give her a protein shake. She got me a quantum gold.
She tell you what it is?
No. What the fuck is quantum gold? I get gold. I get it. I get the Peter Schiff angle. What the fuck is quantum gold?
Of course. Yeah.
I do. She's answering your question? No, right?
No.
Of course not. We're going to do research for it, too. There you go. So what are you going to say?
Oh, God bless New York City.
God bless.
Okay. Hi. Alrighty. So I want to expand the topics a little bit to a few issues that we're dealing with in New York City and have been dealing with for so many years. The Democratic Party that everybody is so fond of in New York. The only reason really people are fond of the Democrats is because they hate the Republicans. Okay? If you didn't hate the Republicans, you probably wouldn't even consider voting for a Democrat. So it's really a trap. It's a two-party trap. Two-party trap. It's also a
I didn't get this put up in time because in the beginning she said that Obama was behind the vaccine and that Obama made the vaccine in Kenya.
You know how much jobs I had to leave?
I was trying as quickly as I could to get my phone out and get the stream started and go through all the stuff, but I didn't get it in time, and for that I am truly sorry. She said that Obama started engineering the vaccine in Kenya and that he started engineering the virus in Kenya, and I couldn't. But I missed it. I fucking missed it. Oh well, anyway. What is quantum gold? Also, NESARA, I did try to ask, but she did not answer. What is quantum gold? What the fuck is quantum gold? See, this is the problem. I'm probably more conservative than the other people that were there, that were sitting next to me. But the people that are saying that the Democrat Party in New York City sucks up there are also the same people that are saying that Obama engineered the vaccine while he was in Kenya. And it's just like, that's why Democrats win in New York City. Because the Republicans here are, or at least that, like they're just crazy. They're not like, no, they're just a meme. Anybody here know Aaron Comey? So Aaron Comey was a dude that ran for the Libertarian Party candidate for mayor back in 2017. And he's a libertarian. Apparently that's the best candidate they could find, is a guy who had been to a mental institution for 15 years after trying to hijack a plane. And then the first thing he does when he gets out is, let me run Libertarian candidate for mayor, because that's definitely going to get me elected. The guy got about 1,000 or 1,200 votes, so, don't get me wrong, probably more votes than I would get if I ran for mayor, but the alternatives here are crazy. And sometimes I swear to God, I just kind of wonder if, like, de Blasio just pays these people off. Does de Blasio just pay off the other candidate, to pay off the other parties in New York City to run the shittiest candidates with that are the most crazy? Probably is. Like, what the fuck are you talking about, quantum gold? What is it? Quantum gold? Quantum? Really? Really? Not gold. Quantum gold. Quantum. We are all just ethereal beings. Oh my God. Fuck me. Nasara is back. I haven't seen you here in like 3 or 4 years. I don't blame you. The content has kind of went to shit over the past 3 to 4 years here. Hope all is doing well with you. Hope you finally replace your J9500 on that 820-3435. We always remember. I'm walking to work to do some exercise. Yesterday I walked to work. It's about 5.5, 6 miles from my apartment. And today I'm walking to work and I'm walking back to get some more exercise. I'm going to try to do a 5 or 6 mile walk every day. I am not going to Adorama to buy a camera. Emily, that's too vague a question. You gotta be specific. Give me a specific and I'll answer you. I'm not gonna hurt myself walking. There's no problem using the bike whatsoever, man. No problem. Why would you think there's a problem using it? There's no problem. Too dangerous to walk. You're in New York City. You're listening to too much Sean Hannity. So there's a lot of crime in New York City, but the thing is, there's also 8.5 million people, so like you're going to get more people committing crime here because there's 8.5 million people. Like when I went to Lumberton, North Carolina, that had a lot of crime too. It's just you don't notice it as much because there's only 10,000 people, so it's not as many crimes. Like, this is Midtown Manhattan. I'm sorry. If you're afraid to walk through 5th Avenue or 18th Street, you're just a fucking pussy. I don't know how else to phrase it. Like, if you said, Lewis, I'm afraid of walking through Brownsville. I'm afraid of walking through East New York. I could kind of, okay, fine. Like, I could get what you're saying. If you're afraid to walk down 5th Avenue in broad daylight, you are a giant, giant pussy. This is... Sean Hannity has scared you to death. And that's the problem. There's no real nuance there anymore. Because if somebody were to say on the news, yeah, there's a real problem with violence in East New York or Brownsville or something. All right, fine. It's 5th Avenue and 18th Street. What kind of... Grow a pair. The people who were afraid to walk down 5th Avenue and 18th Street are probably the people who double mask in their car. With nobody else in it. I mean, the constant complaining about how America is evil and the most racist country in the world. Blah, blah. Well, okay, so what that is about is, Emily, and this is to keep in mind, I'm a pasty white dude giving my interpretation of that. So I'm going to try to go in and understand it from their perspective. From their perspective, they grew up here and they experienced certain forms of prejudice and blah, blah, blah. And for them, they're not comparing America to other places in the world where bad things have been done. They're simply comparing it to what could be. So when it comes to like a right to repairable laptop, for instance, I'm not comparing Apple to Lenovo because Lenovo doesn't give me a fucking schematic either. I'm not comparing it to Dell because Dell doesn't give me a schematic either. I'm comparing it to an ideal of a company that actually makes that stuff available to repair shops for money. And I think that's what people are doing. They're always searching for a little bit better. And I think one of the things with America is that I don't necessarily think we have more problems than everybody else. I just think we're more vocal in discussing our problems and always seeking to do better, always seeking the ideal. Like for instance, I forget the exact number, but a giant number of the people who were framers for the Constitution and the Declaration of Independence, I forget if it was the Constitution or the Declaration of Independence because I'm a shitty history student and a shitty citizen, wanted to not have slavery. Like they said, let's get rid of this shit, but they realized it was difficult. So for instance, let's hypothetically say that I said I'm for three things right now, right? I am for A, lower drug prices, B, lower rent, C, everyone becomes a vegan. Now, it would be very difficult for me to get those three things done because I have one of them in there that's insanely controversial for the time. In 2021, if I said everybody needs to become a vegan along with the other two, I'm kind of fucking with you a little bit there. I'm like, I'm not going to get that done. But those other two things, let's lower rents and lower drug prices, that's something that literally everybody could get around. So would I want to fuck up a bunch of improvements, a really great step forward, because I want perfection? No. And I think that early on, the framers probably thought the same way. You know, like, we want to be free of British rule. We can make a great country here. We can have a great booming economy that, like, we can have a pretty cool functioning democracy, at least better than most of the rest of the world. And there's this one shit stain, but now is not the time to address the shit stain. And it just kind of festered, and then 70 years later, war, and 100 years later, you know, protests, and then 70 years later, more protests. Like, do I like America? Yeah, I do, but I'm not like a blind patriot either. You know, they take 30 to 50% of my fucking money that I make. What you get in return for it are fucked up roads, shitty schools where the teachers treat you like garbage. You don't get health care. It's like, what am I giving you 40 to 50% of my paycheck for? Like, what are you doing to get 40 to 50% of my paycheck? I don't pledge allegiance to a government that's taking 40 to 50% of my money to bomb the Middle East and have shitty programs that don't really improve society. Like, I do acknowledge that what I like about America is that, you know, people do have this will to look at what's wrong with it and always kind of seek to make it better. I'm grateful that my life is likely better than that of the people that lived 100 or 2 or 5 or 800 years ago. But at the same time, just because I'm better off than someone 100 years ago doesn't mean I shouldn't seek for 10 years from now to be better off than we are right now. It's that desire for continuous improvement, I think, that is that makes America great. The issue I think that you have, and tell me if I'm getting it wrong here, probably won't read it because I'm walking, is with people that seemingly have it really good, who are constantly talking about how everything is shit. It's not that this small portion of America is bad for this one reason. It's not that this one small portion of America needs improvement. It's that the entire fucking thing has to just get tossed out and started over. It's the genuine lack of appreciation for all the progress that's been made and all the work that's been done. All the work that's been done to make that progress. I think, is particularly by people that have experienced less hardship than, let's say, you or I have, where it just seems very disingenuous when you have a college student whose parents are paying for their $30,000 a year tuition, who really, if their bank account goes below $7,000, their mommy gets an SMS text alert, who are talking about how everything in America is fucked. I think that's what kind of bothers you. But let me know if I'm getting it wrong there. Also, in order to read this, I gotta point the phone down, because I'm not about to The Bafang is not retired. The Bafang lives on, but I'm walking because I kind of want to take walks now. Hello, Catherine. I'm going to sit down so I can read some of these comments and see if I can find a chair. I'm going to find a chair. I don't feel like reading while walking. It's actually easier to do this when I have my little accessibility headset and my laptop in my car and I have it reading me the comments into my ear. I don't really feel like carrying a laptop while I'm streaming though. That's too much work for me. We're going to take a seat in this park over here. We're going to pray that nobody recognizes me. I got my sunglasses on. So hopefully I don't look like Louis Rossman today. Hopefully I look like somebody else because I'm tired of being recognized by random people in the street. Ain't nobody selling who I am. The Tesla did not go on fire, but it did get smashed by a giant Silverado. See, I got my disguise glasses on today. How do you guys even know that I'm me? You guys have constant power, clean water, and I'm going to pay bribe just to exist. You have it great. We definitely have it better than people who live in countries owned by warlords. And trust me, I agree with you. And the lack of appreciation for that is something that can be aggravating. At the same time, things can always be better. Things can always get better. And the thing is, once those problems are gone, then you can focus. Like, once you have clean water and you have a place to take a shit and a piss, then you look around and you go, well, what else is kind of wrong? I'm likely guilty of this as well. Like, I used to think to myself, I really want to, happy 4th, eat a burger. Thank you, Mariner. I used to think to myself, man, I would just be happy if I made enough money to make it to next week. And then I thought I'll be happy if I make enough money to make it to next month. Then it's, wow, if I have 2 months of savings saved up, I'm good. But now I'm at a point where it's like, I will feel comfortable when I have enough money saved up that for the rest of my life I don't have to work again. It's weird, but every time you solve one problem, you kind of want to solve the next. You always want to get to the next level. I think that's human nature to always want to get to the next level. New York City is safe compared to some places in third world countries. People are so scared nowadays. Again, it really does speak to me how Sean Hannity and the likes and other people have scared the fuck out of people when there's somebody in my chat when I'm walking through 5th Avenue and 18th Street who's telling me how scared I should be. Like, that's just that's fucking sad. That's, again, this coming from a person who dislikes New York. I do not like New York at all. I do not like the politicians here. But when someone says that, it just shows me that the ideological possession is just above and beyond. Like, nobody's popping you in the head on 5th Avenue and 18th Street. And so if you believe that, you're just a pussy. Like, there's no other way to put it. No other way. Why do people feel the need to brag and show off about being high and smoking weed? I don't know. That is a subculture that I'm not involved in. That's a subculture that I don't understand. That's a subculture I probably never will. I worked in the studio industry for a good 3 to 5 years. And I did a lot of studio equipment repair. I hung out in studios. I used the studio as my main office for a long time. And there were those subcultures that were really into showing how high they were and how fucked up they were. And I really never fit in. I never understood it, never got it, and I probably never will. Also, are these fancy sunglasses or what? Look at this. They're Aircell sunglasses. Aircell depth charges. Oh, yeah. Look at that. We need more people like you. You said you were just a guy, but look what you're doing now. But I'm walking to work. I'm doing basic cardio. I'm not even jogging. And now I'm taking a break. Put them back on before you're recognized. Yeah, I don't want to get recognized. It's weird. It's so weird when you have random people walk up to you. It's always a... One thing about the people that walk up to me like, oh my God, you're Louis Rossman. It's never a cute girl. It's always like a guy with Asperger's or something. Funny how that works. All right. 2 blocks from work. I'm going to start redoing my office because we're going to start teaching classes at the store again. I stopped teaching about a year before COVID started because I got too busy with repairs when the CBC News piece came out. I didn't have the time anymore to do the classes. Now, since that CBC News piece, we've hired 5 new board technicians, so I think I'm at a point where I can start it again. There is fear of that COVID Delta variant, but it seems to be among people that are just never going to stop being afraid, given that some studies have shown that the new vaccine, that the Pfizer and the Moderna vaccines are actually more effective at reducing hospitalizations of the Delta variant COVID than of original COVID. So I am going to probably start doing classes again, which means I got to clean out my office. And it also means I may actually have some slight chance of paying my back rent. I think my back rent is sitting at $80,000 or $90,000 at this point. I just lost count of it. I've been giving them like $8,000, somewhere between $6,000 to $10,000 a month instead of $12,000 to $13,000. My landlord's probably not happy with that. They're probably not happy with that. So I'm thinking if we do a class, let's say I can fit 4 students in my office. Jessa did an expert MacBook course, and she doesn't even fix MacBooks. And she charged something like $3,000 a piece. I was charging $2,400 a week back then, but given that the only thing that's gone down in price over the past 3 years is cheese, I think inflation, I could adjust it upwards. I'm thinking of doing a board repair class at the store. Let's say 4 people at a time for a week, $2,500 to $3,000 per head, 4 people at a time, because people keep asking me for this again. And I think I could pay back that back rent if I did 2 classes a month. That would be like 4 or 5 months. We'll see. I do an online course. It's called youtube.com/Rossman Group, and nobody watches it. So I have an online course for anybody who's interested. If you go to youtube.com/Rossman Group, you will see all of the board repair videos. I have uploaded 2. I shit you not, the last 2 board repair videos I uploaded have under 6,000 views. So that is 0.3% of my audience watches board repair content. 0.3%. Everybody asks for an online course, but nobody really gives a shit. For some reason, they think that when I do the exact same thing in person, it has value. I want to give it away for free. I want to teach everything for free. I want to show you how to do everything for free. But people keep sending me messages saying, when are you going to do an in-person course again? It's like, fine, I'll do my YouTube videos in front of you for money. It wouldn't be me. It would be Paul and Camille and Chris and all them. I wouldn't be teaching it. But they'll do my YouTube videos in front of you for money. One of the things I learned in my mid-20s is to stop wondering why the world is a certain way, stop fighting against it, and in some ways just kind of accept it. Like, I want to upload board repair videos for free, but I keep getting emails saying, when are you going to teach a course? So, like, I have these videos that I take time and effort to upload that make like $5 or $6 in monetization because only 4,000 or 5,000 people watch them. What if I just started saying yes again? I give them what they want, I pay off my landlord, I push back the eventual Louis getting kicked out of this space and moving on to a new store. Very tall buildings here.
That's a lot of sound.
If you're getting paid to do something you do for free, why not just take the money? Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. So I gotta clean out my office because my office is a clusterfuck. An absolute and utter clusterfuck. I wouldn't say it's off of chumps, Uraz. That's not really the right way to put it. Like, I have some students that have opened businesses that are kind of more successful than mine at this point. Like, they make more money than mine. So I wouldn't call them chumps. They took what I do and they did it better than me. I can't really say, I don't have anything bad to say about that. Feeling sick from the shaky camera work. Take a Dramamine. Everybody says I should get a gimbal. It's like I don't know when there's gonna be a crazy person screaming about Obama inventing COVID in Union Square. And I'm not carrying a gimbal around with me 24/7 so that I can do a live stream that'll make $3 during the one time that happens. I carry my phone in my pocket, and that's that. You get what you get, but nothing more. TCRS is traitor. Huh. I'm sure you look like a tool too, JT. Okay, what do we got here? Okay, we got some incels. Scroll past this. I think it's hard to get stuff in the border pair videos because it's a random path and not outlined. I mean, that's what border pair is. It's open-ended troubleshooting. All of it is open-ended troubleshooting. You gotta learn the thought process. Here you made more than $3. God bless you. Thank you, Ricardo. Okay. As you can see, on Sunday, there used to be nobody parked here. The parking used to be all totally free and available, but now there's a lot of people parked here. So it looks like everybody left early. No clue, Danielle. I don't know what people are screaming about across the street. What is people screaming about? Okay, just getting a phone camera stabilizer, it's not the money, it's having to carry it with you all the time. Like having this shotgun microphone in my pocket all the time is a royal pain in the dick. It's annoying. Ah, fuck. It's the alarm. Oh no! No, they're gonna call the cops on me! No! You gotta fix that piece of shit. Lock the door because the city is a shithole. Get some workout in. Not really, Gex Wing. I don't expect it to. If it did, then I would be paying full rent. All right, here's my office. Ready for this clusterfuck? Yeah. Yeah. All right, so this is a shit. Dead Bafang motors. All shit that you can use to make electric bikes, except for that one Atten over there. Eric is crap. Half of this is camera stuff. Half of what's in here is electric bike shit. That all has to go into the basement. That's a shelf. This is an electric bike that I was going to use to take Erica on a vacation that I never could because I could never get her to go on vacation. So it just kind of sits here. But I'm going to start riding it for myself for fun eventually. This can do 300 miles, 200 miles quickly. This is some random my printer. That is my overhead camera, my microscope camera, my YouTube camera. This is a bunch of donor boards. That is some paperwork. I gotta clean all this shit up so that we can fit 4 students and a teacher in here. So I'm gonna have 5 desks, 4 student desks, 1 teacher desk, and that's gonna be fun. I'm already on Wi-Fi. The YouTube streaming sucks. That's just the way it is. There's nothing I can do about it, and there's nothing I'll ever be able to do about it. YouTube streaming always sucks. There's just nothing I can do about it. When it comes to mobile phone streaming, it's always going to suck. It's just the way it is. You'll see if you start doing it yourself, I assure you. Okay. All right. See you all later.